Hey there, future history buffs. Today we're going to dig deep into ancient Rome, and we've got a story that's going to blow your mind. It's all about male concubines. Wait, what? What's a male concubine, you ask? Well, that's what we're here to find out. They were not just eye candy. They played some epic roles in Rome's history. So buckle up because you won't believe what we're about to uncover. Our first stop on this captivating journey takes us to the world of diplomacy and international relations in ancient Rome. Did you know that male concubines weren't just eye candy? Some of them played vital roles in political affairs. Imagine being Antinous, a Greek male concubine favored by Emperor Hadrian. His relationship with Hadrian went beyond romance. Antinous accompanied the emperor on official visits and participated in crucial political discussions. Their bond was built on trust, intelligence, and political acumen, but it doesn't end there. After Antinous' mysterious loss, Hadrian did something extraordinary. He deified him, turning his beloved concubine into a god. Can you believe that? Their connection had that much influence. Now let's dive into the murky waters of legal controversies and scandals. Relationships with male concubines were often subject to public scrutiny, and they could lead to major controversies and even political downfalls. Take Julius Caesar, for instance. He was accused of having a relationship with King Nicomedes IV of Bithynia. While the truth of this affair is debated, it was used as a political weapon against him. Caesar's enemies questioned his morals and masculinity, and this scandal haunted him throughout his career. Lucius Aelius Sejanus, a close advisor to Emperor Tiberius, also faced a scandal involving his male concubines. His personal connections were scrutinized and led to his downfall, ending in execution. This shows how personal relationships could get tangled up in political power struggles. And that's not all. The legal status of male concubines was often complex, and distinctions between slaves and freeborn concubines weren't always clear. Disputes over inheritance and social status could erupt, making their lives even more complicated. The next chapter in our story takes us to the obsession with youth and beauty in ancient Rome. Did you know that some male concubines went through extreme measures to preserve their youthful appearance? One shocking practice involved a surgical procedure called infibulation, where a metal clasp was used to stunt physical development. The goal was to maintain a high-pitched voice and youthful appearance. Galen, the ancient physician, documented this procedure, revealing that some concubines willingly underwent it in hopes of gaining favor. But others were coerced into these procedures, their bodies manipulated to meet the desires of those in power. Infibulation was just one method. Some concubines also followed restrictive diets and grooming routines to look young and attractive. As we continue our journey, we encounter the dark side of male concubines' connections, the world of dangerous political intrigue. Picture Sporus, a male concubine of Emperor Nero. His resemblance to Nero's deceased wife led to obsession and castration to preserve his feminine appearance. Nero even married him in a public ceremony. But after Nero's death, Sporus became a political pawn, passed from ruler to ruler, until his tragic suicide. Sporus' story is not unique. Other male concubines found themselves used as tools in political schemes, their intimate connections manipulated for power or revenge. Tacitus's writings often highlight these complex political dynamics. The next chapter in our story takes us to a different side of male concubine relationships, the world of intellect and art. These relationships often involved education, with patrons taking on the role of mentors. Young concubines were taught philosophy, arts, rhetoric, and more. They weren't just pretty faces. They were expected to contribute to scholarly discussions, write poetry, and even create art. The poet Horace, for instance, was discovered by the statesman Maecenas, who mentored him from a teenage age. With Maecenas' mentorship, Horace rose to become one of Rome's renowned poets. Thanks for sticking around in the video so far, folks. We've delved deep into the stories of these remarkable individuals, seeing how they've left their mark on the political stage, faced some scandalous situations, embarked on incredible personal journeys, dabbled in some pretty dicey business, and even found their way into the world of art and intellect. But hey, guess what? There's still more to unveil, so let's keep this adventure going. Our next stop brings us to a surprising aspect of male concubines' lives, their economic influence. You might be wondering, how could they have economic power? Well, male concubines often received lavish gifts and financial support from their patrons. This support extended beyond their personal needs and sometimes allowed them to amass wealth and influence of their own. Take the example of the poet Martial, who had a male concubine named Juvenal. Martial's poetry often hinted at his extravagant lifestyle, which was made possible by Juvenal's patronage. So, male concubines weren't just passive recipients, they could have a significant impact on the economy of their time. As we delve deeper into the lives of male concubines, we encounter questions of gender identity and expression. In ancient Rome, the boundaries of gender were not as fixed as they are today. Some male concubines, like Sporus, underwent castration to maintain a feminine appearance. This raises fascinating questions about how they perceived themselves and were perceived by society. The story of Elagabalus, a Roman emperor, adds another layer to this topic. Elagabalus openly expressed a desire to be known as a woman and even married male concubines in lavish ceremonies, challenging traditional gender norms. Our journey now takes us to the realm of religion. Did you know that some male concubines played important roles in religious practices and ceremonies? The cult of Antinous, the beloved male concubine of Emperor Hadrian, serves as an example. After Antinous' death, he was deified, and a religious cult dedicated to him spread across the Roman Empire. Temples were built in his honor, and he became a god associated with water and healing. This shows that male concubines could have a lasting impact on the religious landscape of their time even after their deaths. As we near the end of our journey, we mustn't forget the cultural and literary contributions of male concubines. Their relationships with influential patrons often led to the creation of art, literature, and even philosophical works. The philosopher Epictetus, for instance, was once a male concubine. He went on to become a prominent Stoic philosopher, known for his teachings on ethics and personal development. This showcases how male concubines could transition from their roles as companions to become respected figures in the intellectual and cultural landscape of their time. And there you have it, the extraordinary lives of male concubines in ancient Rome. Diplomats, subjects of controversy, seekers of eternal youth, players in dangerous politics, and contributors to art and knowledge. Before we conclude our journey through the extraordinary lives of male concubines in ancient Rome, let's recap the incredible stories we've uncovered. We began by discovering how some male concubines were not just romantic companions, but also diplomats, influencing politics and international relations. Their relationships with powerful rulers shaped the course of history. Then, we delved into the complex world of legal controversies and scandals. These relationships were often scrutinized and could be used as political weapons, leading to controversies and even downfalls. The pursuit of eternal youth through extreme measures like infibulation revealed the lengths some concubines went to maintain their youthful appearances, often at great personal cost. We explored the dark side of political intrigue, where these intimate connections could become dangerous tools in power struggles, sometimes leading to tragedy. But it wasn't all intrigue and scandal. Male concubines also received education and mentorship from their patrons, becoming influential intellectuals and artists, contributing to Rome's cultural richness. And there were surprises along the way: economic power, challenges to traditional gender norms, and roles in religious practices, like the cult of Antinous. Finally, we saw how these individuals' lives transitioned from being companions to becoming respected figures, leaving a lasting legacy in the cultural and intellectual landscape. So, there you have it, the incredible lives of male concubines in ancient Rome, a tapestry woven with politics, controversy, transformation, intrigue, art, and history. Before we go, we want to hear from you. Did you find these stories as mind-blowing as we did? And have you ever heard of male concubines in ancient Rome before today? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this epic trip through history, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more awesome content, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the past. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and remember, history is cooler than you think.